Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus63 HP podcast. New year, new us edition. Hello, hello. It's been a while, but we're very happy to be back. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me is my bestest best friend in the entire world. That is the man with the pink headset, Chubax. How you doing, man?
Hello, I'm happy we're back. It's been a while. Hello?
Yeah, it
Oh,
has been
okay.
a while, and for those who have not viewed us before for the first time coming into our channel, welcome. Thank you very much for the view. Um, and this is the Plus63 HP stable of podcasts where we have on Mondays and Tuesdays a review show where we either have a movie or a series of the week that we'd like to discuss, provide a little bit of our opinion and our rating so you can know whether you should spend your hard-earned time and resources in watching it with your friends and family. On Wednesdays, we drop our very first and still ongoing D&D campaign. We recorded for posterity, we put it on our channel, and we invite you guys to join in the adventure with us. On Thursdays, we have a curated list of trailers, videos, snippets, clips that we watch together as a friend group. We react to it, see how hyped we are for upcoming content. And on Fridays, because Chubax and our other best friend RJ does not get enough of D&D in the week, they also spun off their own
Yes, sir.
gameplay, their own campaign where they play as bad guys, and those drop most Fridays as well. This week, we are we're very happy to come back and discuss with you guys a couple of series that Trubox and I were able to watch together
Together.
during my vacation in the Philippines. So we actually sat through the entire season of this particular series together. So we were able to look at each other's reactions and thoughts, and then we were able to give our pre-opinions in real time. And without further ado, the series that we are going to be discussing in this particular episode is Netflix's Kaleidoscope. So it dropped in January 1st, and it has 8 episodes and a couple of teaser like instruction videos that describes to you kind of like the unique selling point of this series. We'll get to that in shortly, but it is a series created by Eric Garcia. His claim to fame was the movie Matchstick Men with our beloved Nicolas Cage, but he
Nicholas
also was
Cage.
the producer for one of the movies that we actually had in our assignments, Autopsy of Jane Doe. This was something like we saw a couple of years ago. Very decently made horror movie with the guy from Into the Wild, which I forget his name. It stars one of our favorites, bad guys, Giancarlo Esposito of Breaking Bad fame, of
Mandalorian fame.
Mandalorian fame. This is not so much of a departure from his kind of like regular role because he's still somewhat of a bad guy, but at least in the series he's a protagonist instead of an antagonist. We also have Rufus Sewell, Paz Vega, which has been a decades long crush. She's still looking really good. Rosaline Elbe, Jai Courtney, Captain
Jai
Boomerang himself,
Courtney.
Tati Gabrielle, and Peter Mark Kendall. Right, 8 episodes. Each episode is anywhere between 34 to 56 minutes long. And the main unique selling point of this series is that all 8 episodes can be watched in any order. I will refute that in while we would do our reactions later. But the primer, the first video in the Netflix queue, the introduction called episode Black, is the one that explains the concept. So here's the thing though. I must admit, before we go to the synopsis, I don't think it was very clear in episode Black, but reading through the wiki, it says that the introduction Black explains the concept, while episode White is intended always to be the series finale. That wasn't in the primer. because the reason why we have, we'll discuss later, is that we kind of saw White in the middle somewhere. So before we go through the synopsis and the plot details, non-spoilery review, Chubax, what you think about the Kaleidoscope as a series as a whole?
It was fun. I liked it, and I wouldn't mind another season or another style like this.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
Right.
great. I liked it.
Yeah.
There was a lot to like, but a lot to improve upon if they're gonna continue with something another version of this or another thing like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, and yeah, I think I was very vocal with my opinion when we were watching it. The main hook, I think, was fairly false, right? There's clearly a way to watch the series. I was under the idea that, you know, each episode will have some portions of the entire season, right? So if you tell me that, you can watch the episode in every season, but you can technically do that in every series. You can watch it in any order, and then you can piece together the information. But I thought that every episode will have some portion of the planning, some portion of the heist, some portion of the after, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the case. There's a lot of hints, like a lot of callbacks. That was fun. Like, I know we were enjoyed, like, oh, that's the reason why he likes this or she likes that, or that's the reason why that they're doing this, because in this episode he mentioned whatever. There's a lot of that, which is pretty cool. But like I was telling you, we saw an episode not intended where it was supposed to be, and kind of not necessarily ruin, but it kind of made the episodes that we saw after that kind of moot, because like we knew what was the end all be all of everything. But aside from that, you know, I think I like the attempt. I think Giancarlo Esposito's pretty amazing, damn amazing. Like, he's a really good actor. Really enjoyed the daughter, and of
Mm-hmm.
course Paz Vega.
Yeah,
There's of
the
course a
FBI
couple
was
of
just
annoying.
annoying. Yeah, the
Yeah,
FBI girl
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
really
There's a lot
annoying.
of annoying characters. I didn't like what the fuck, what was his name? Uh, Giancarlo's cellmate Rufus. Oh no, no, not Rufus.
So,
Uh, Peter Loomis, right? Stan Loomis. So his name is
Stan,
Peter Mark Kendall in real life, but Stan Loomis.
Stan.
Yeah, half the time it was dope. Other half is super annoying. But yeah, those were like my non-spoiler reviews. Should I watch this again? It's one of those things that I think we would have watched anyway, just to see if they could land it.
Mm-hmm.
So much like you, I hope that when they do a second version of some form of Kaleidoscope again, it'll be truly something where you can watch it in any order with no intent, no with no context whatsoever, and it'd still be fine. So with that, hit us with the quick plot, and we
Crap.
can discuss a little bit further.
Let me see. I'm gonna be using Wiki because I don't even remember the names. Okay, so we start with I'll just go really fast. Episode yellow. Uh, so this is the one where so this one focuses on Hannah, the daughter,
Mhm.
and she was left behind by Ray when he went to prison. Grew up with a foster family, a Korean foster family, and ends up working for um Vernon's best friend turned rival, Roger Salas, and she's pregnant. Uh, so hard to discuss this so fast. And we meet all the
Mhm.
other characters also, like Stan, Judy, Bob, where and then at the end of the episode, it just says that Hannah's in on the heist. And then, but this one was also good. This one was nice that we didn't see this first because we
See,
didn't know that Hannah was gonna be in on the heist, but then we realized later that she's the one. So the stuff like that makes it cool.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the few times when we saw this where we saw episode yellow a little bit
Near the
like
end.
towards the end of our watch through because we were watching it randomly. And the first few episodes when they were planning the heists and getting all of these like clearance within this impenetrable vault that they were supposed to get in. We always knew that there was going to be an inside man, and we had different guesses. And then, of
Mhm.
course, the in the end, we figured out that it was Hannah. And if we did see this episode at the start, then yeah, I would have lost a little bit of mystery. But yeah, this is a good one of the good parts of not watching it in order.
So yellow is 6 weeks before the heist. Then we get to green, which is 7 years before the heist. Um, and this. So this is focusing on Ray or Vernon. Is it Vernon? Yeah, Ray Vernon, focusing on his prison escape because he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and so he escapes, and this is where he tries to enact his plan because he sees that Hannah's working for Roger and that he's successful. So this is when he s- he starts planning, and then we go to episode Blue, which is 5 days before the heist. This is where we break down the heist, like 7 steps, which were really weird. This is where it kind of falls apart for me. Like the breakdown of it wasn't as smart as other heist shows. Like he didn't even break down the 7 steps to clear why is it 7 steps. There were like some steps were like there were more multiple steps in it, so it's like it was just weird. Uh, So this is where we meet the triplets about how they have stolen or like dirty bonds, and they're gonna use Roger's vault to safekeep it. And then uh, Roger also get this is more on Roger also. This episode is about how he's trying to keep his old life as a thief hidden and handling some blackmails and stuff. Then we go to episode
So this is
Orange.
nice too because I know
Manga.
we're talking about like why these bonds were so important.
Mm-hmm.
So not only was, the bond itself is untraceable, always it can always be liquidated by whomever. So it's super valuable in that case. Like even if it was dirty bonds, nobody would really care,
Mm-hmm.
or like nobody could like prove it because it's technically, something that um can be liquidated at other point, but being provided details on where it come from, like the triplets, it was pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool.
We go to episode Blue, which is 5 days before the heist. Oh no, sorry. Episode Orange, 3 weeks before the heist. So this is more on the FBI. This is the FBI episode of Nazan, where she was an addict and uh she starts getting on Ava Mercer, played by Paz Vega, and in the end she uses Ava's mother figure or slash nanny
Nanny.
hostage from deporting her to get her as a mole. And then episode Violet, 24 years before the heist. So this is basically the origin story where Roger, Salas, and Ray are best friends. They're like petty thieves. Are they petty? It's like they target
Yeah,
rich
running
houses.
rackets together.
Yeah. But in the end, they run a racket. Sorry. Ray's wife's previous work, and an accident happens, and as a distraction, Graham uses to sets the place on fire. But Ray's wife is injured and eventually dies, and Roger could have tried to save her, but we don't know if he would have saved her. So that's mostly where Ray's anger comes from. And then we go to episode Red. I think this was our first episode. Um, This is the after the heist. So I think we started with a good one. I think episode red was good to start. It was like a lot of
Mm-hmm,
mysteries and
mm-hmm.
questions. So this is where there's a lot of finger pointing, blame because the heist went bad. They couldn't find the bonds. Uh, a lot of moving by the FBI and Roger Salas trying to recover it as well. And then they also found out that the FBI gets a warrant and opens the safe of Roger and finds something and gets him in trouble. Next is episode Pink, 6 months after the heist. So this is more like the aftermath, and it was very depressing. A lot of characters die. Not a lot, but some. And we see the aftermath of the heist. Nobody knows where the bonds are. Um,
On sweat.
yeah, some important characters die. Uh, and uh, Roger's in prison. Uh, Bob Bob dies. Uh, Ava dies. Her nanny dies.
Quote
Ray,
unquote dice.
Ray I think dies. Lu, Stan and the other girl, Lily. Is it Lily?
Stan Lewis,
Judy.
Ava, Judy,
Stan and Judy
and
are
Ray.
don't die, but I think Judy leaves him right with the money.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody really is happy except for Hannah, who is shown to be rich. So we assumed at the start that she stole the money. And then it's another these are the little things that work. Like we think since we saw this before some of the other episodes, we thought that Hannah was the one that stole the money for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Which turned out that she did steal the money, but it wasn't for herself. So
Yeah.
there's
It was to
some nice stuff. The episode White,
kind of to protect,
yeah, the White is the heist.
protect. Yeah.
So we just here we have a lot of this is where everything goes down. Bob betrays them, but killed by and we got a lot of switcheroos with Hannah stealing the bonds, but in the end she stole it. She was working with the triplets because she knew that if she let her father steal all the money, the triplets would have gone with after him and everybody with the wrecking ball. So she worked with the triplets, making it appear that the crew stole it but gave them back so that they would get the money back and insurance, the payout. So win-win for the triplets, and Hannah's able to get out with I assume with a big with a small
Big day.
percentage, like a big payday. So that's the end of the episode. Oh, the series. So we got 8 episodes. I just some of them make complaints like I wish there was a shuffle mode. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't make us pick the
Yep.
episodes, and just because of the picking the episodes, you'd see some of the synopsis as well. So that would spoil a
Yeah, that's
lot.
true.
So I wish there was a shuffle mode. Number two, it wasn't as smart as some of the best heist ones we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little messy. Uh, I liked Giancarlo Esposito's character, but he wasn't very smart. So like
Mm-hmm.
there were a lot of holes, which I think they were going for also. But I mean, with this gimmick, it would have worked more if it was one happy ending and if the heist was really smartly done. So there were just a lot of not so smart, not so cool like solutions to the problems of attacking the safe. And yeah, so those are the things that brought it down. But the cast was good. Uh Finding the tidbits, the mysteries and solving them randomly in different episodes was nice. I just really bummed out that the ending sucked, mostly for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Yeah. When we were watching it, like, and also a week after we've seen it now, I've had a little bit of time to reflect on it. There were elements that were great, like the characters themselves were, apart from Jai Courtney, that is the usual
One sided, yeah.
meathead aggression problems. And yeah, there's like some form of redemption arc towards the end where comedically he listened to a bunch of podcasts to make himself better to deserve his wife that left him. That's cool. I'd love the depth of Ray. He was doing this revenge plot because of something, and it was actually heartbreaking what had happened. Why he was trying to take revenge on what's his name? The main the main bad guy. I keep on
Salas,
forgetting his name.
Roger Salas.
Yeah, Roger Salas. Those were like awesome hints. The relationship between Paz Vega and Ray was dope. How it developed, how Paz Vega was very understanding. Even like the backstories of each and every single person within the heist crew was nicely developed. But in the end, yeah, you're right. The heist itself was not nowhere near Ocean's 11, Ocean's 13 kind where it kind of makes sense and it's kind of believable that they will be able to do it. A lot of it was, oh, there was a storm and we're using bombs and we will drill through stuff and there was a code that we got. So it's like a lot of happenstantial things that you need to just kind of roll with it when we thought that that was going to be kind of the main draw of the entire series. Again, it's a bonus that the characters themselves was really good. And the other thing that kind of made me iffy about the series itself, like, Roger Salas, this big bad of the series, was set up to be like this extremely self-made bajillionaire and whatever. He was the one that is built this uncrackable safe that was easily cracked, no problem at all. I know that extras are expensive, but they couldn't even spring for additional 24 security guards for the vault, etc., etc. So, but like him having such a horrid past and becoming one of the most revered uh safe or financiers, it's kind of like a total stretch, right? Like, and he did that. You'll figure out in the season that he did that all by himself, or like mostly legitimately too. Like, it's he maybe this certain event that had happened with Ray and Roger Salas became his turning point to go legit, and now he's like a titan of the industry, which it's a little bit too far-fetched for me. A lot of circumstantial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
um but again, the thing that was really interesting about this is the dynamics among, for me, the major characters: Ray, daughter, Ray Paz Vega, which is Ava Mercer. Even the dynamics between why the FBI is following Ava Mercer a lot. Like, oh, that's why this one FBI agent is obsessed about this
Mm-hmm.
one thief because of what had happened to her. And, the reasons, the repercussions of that was, you'd understand. Like, if I'm an FBI officer and I got swindled into, having my addiction blown up and caused me to lose my child, I will also be fucking obsessed with that person. So a lot of things make sense. It's just I don't think it was like tightly wound together. But in the end, we got through it. I think to end the discussion, I wish, now I'm looking at it, when the wiki saying that you should always end it by episode wide, that would have helped a lot, right? It would have been a bummer of an ending, right? But it would have helped a lot because we saw episode wide quite in the middle, kind of, knowing what happens with in the end is just, or happening to the characters at the total end, kind of just makes your experience different with everything that they do during. So maybe, even if it is, yeah, I wish it was clear in the primer saying like, always start with episode black, always end with episode white, and then you'll have a more happier time. But that's the only, I think that's the only thing that could have like made everything a lot better. But with that, final thoughts and your rating, Chubax, with Kaleidoscope.
I will go to 6 with this one.
Mm.
6 is good levels of good. So I enjoyed it. It was a good time to hang. It just yeah, and the wigs. I forgot to mention the wigs were
Oh shit!
bad. Oh my god, especially
I
for
forgot
Giancarlo
the wig.
Esposito. Oh my god.
Too bad. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I was gonna go with a five, but you didn't mention it. It was like a I was watching it with you. So that was a fun
Okay.
thing where we could have both where we're
Yes,
like, what? What?
I
So that
agree.
was fun. So that in itself would be a plus one. Again, it's still good. It's not like a horrible heist movie. It's just that the way that they set it up with the trailers, with the the Tudum Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Showcasing this as one of those unique experiences in streaming services. That was a little overblown. Right? It was a little overblown. So if we didn't expect that much, I would have had like a stronger six, possibly a seven, because the actors were good. But overall, hey, yeah, if you wanted to do something where you kind of can move the episodes around and you like a heist story with a lot of heart, this might be good for you. But I'm not gonna go rewatch this again with other friends. Final thoughts, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely down for more, but yeah, they could have done this more smarter. But yeah, that's it for me.
that's it for us as well. So thank you very much for watching this review reaction episode of Kaleidoscope from Netflix. Tell us what you think in the comments. You can go to our channel, youtube.com/plus63hp. We always love hearing from you guys. If you want to interact with us with all of our social channels, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and our handle is at plus63hp. If you don't want to watch our handsome faces, you just want to listen to us while you're doing your chores or working, we are on all of your major podcasting apps. Just search plus63hp. On behalf of my bestest best friend Chubax, I am Jong. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.